So we have our new manufactory up and running in Bartertown. We've got all of our weapons and armour production in here. We have our plate beating station, weaponsmith next to that, heavy armour smithy next to that. Along the end we have our leather armour crafting bench and our leather tanning bench, clothing bench in there too. And across on this side, crossbow crafting, arrow making bench. And other storage for the most part up the middle. Transferred everything over to our new storage in here in terms of our weapons, and we've got quite a fair bit of armour already being produced. So that's all going well, and I have, if I just hijack you for a second, send you in here. We've removed all the storage from our old workplace, and now I'm just going to dismantle all of the workbenches. We're working away well over here now. We've got a fair supply of hemp coming in. Fabric obviously being produced. Don't have much in storage though, which is a good thing, I suppose. It means it's being put to good use. So we have further additions to make in here. We have a quick look at what we can build. And we have crafting benches. A copper alloy bench would be useful. Electrical workbench. I want to get some fabric looms. And a medical workbench. Robotics. So we still need 1, 2, 3, potentially 4 workbenches around here, but I also want to get some looms. And we're going to go with the automated looms, which requires research. Automatic loom for hemp. It takes up one of our ancient science books only, so that's not too much to ask. Let's get that underway right now. Double barrel harpoon turret, again, is something that I would like to get. It's not needed at the moment. Battery power, we may as well take that since it only requires ordinary science books. And battery capacity. Battery power 3 also only needs science books. So that's all well and good. Steel bars 2 would like, but I don't know if I want to spend my ancient science books on that at the moment. Semi-automatic ore drill I would prefer, but we can't afford right now. And chain armour crafting, again we need ancient science books. So we'll leave the research as it is there for now. And we don't have anyone assigned to research. Fujin, your science is only 16, so I think I will do the research myself. Science is 67, so I'm not the best researcher, but everyone else is gainfully employed just now. Clothing bench in here could also be dismantled. So let's go ahead and do that. And are you heading in there by any chance? No, you are though. Muto operating machine. No, I think you were actually just going to grab food. Oh no, you're delivering food. Ah, well, take the food out. No, let's leave the food there. We're going to leave the food storage barrel where it is. But I do need you to go back inside so that I can locate these machines and get them dismantled. So let's just go ahead, do that. Doesn't matter about the resources that are contained in them. We'll clear those up eventually. And the plan will be to turn this into some sort of social building. Maybe a bar. Somewhere that people can relax when they're not working. And I can probably also get rid of that. Yeah, so rather than have them... I didn't want to dismantle the building. Light. Electrical torch post. Yes, I'm sure. Okay. Yep, so rather than have people stand around aimless, I'll give them somewhere to sit. Fujin, you only work at our medical workbench, but I don't think that has any jobs queued up for now because we're pretty well stocked up. Let's check out the fields for now. The hemp should all be being transported. And it's all growing quite nicely there. Who is this? This is Owen. Yes. Owen has a thankless task running backwards and forwards here. And you're still carrying all of that food. I thought you'd have dropped that off by now. Can you unload the bread, at least? And there's no space there. Probably no space there either. Okay, come over here. We're going to get you to just drop the food that you have there. And the animals can eat that, hopefully. Okay. Let's do it this way. Right, and then hopefully you'll pick up more than the one barrel at a time. Depending, of course, how many barrels there are to be delivered. I think one person can probably service 4 wells at a time before they have to go back to the original one, especially when you're only picking up the 1 barrel. Okay, so food supply is very good. How long do we have left on the automatic loom? Quite a while. I think we'll probably have the looms, 2 of them in there. Well, let's go back to see what we need to craft. Electrical workbench. Before I do that though, this is copper, I believe, yes. Okay, actually let's get the copper alloy bench. It's fairly small. Try that again. Could that fit in there? I'll leave a bit more of a gap. So copper alloy bench, electrical workbench. Have it somewhere in here. That should do there. And now medical workbench. Let's have you like that, I think. Can we get you? No, that's not ideal. good enough. The robotics bench. I could actually just have you... Well, we're not going to need much else in here. If I can add you in about there. So much wasted space. And I don't think turning it's really going to make... Well, actually, that is better there. Right, we have space for fabric looms around there. So we'll get those built and we'll sort out more storage once these are up and running. I'm probably going to need more workers. What have you... No, you've not stopped, have you? I think you have, actually. Not you working away on steel bars. Really need to get rid of that junk. You don't have any armour plating. You can get rid of that. Yeah, I think maybe a second bench might be better. But look, that's full. You can get rid of this here. Ah yes, crossbow parts, that's fine. You can put these in, not the steel bars, obviously. Okay, yep, so you are, despite appearances, hard at work, as are you. And you don't have any crossbow bolts. Is that because... No, you're making junk bows, apparently. Alright. What sort of quality do we have? Still specialist for the most part. Occasional masterwork piece does appear. So we'll continue to upgrade our, probably our Shek's equipment to start with. Because they are most likely to be out on patrol again. What we're making here, ringed saber. That's alright. And now we have our copper alloy bench. Don't need that up and running right now. And I'm hoping that 2 automatic hemp looms will be enough and we can fit them in down there. Right, I removed some of the storage from here as well. One of the steel bars boxes. Plenty of raw iron stored in there for using the machines, as well as the raw iron here. So that's keeping our minds busy for now. I also remembered that I can actually make a skeleton repair bed. I've neglected that for quite some time, so let's add it in. That'll do there. Right. Let's Still got a while before the Sheik return. They might actually end up leaving them to take whatever they think they're owed, given that we have so much food overflowing everywhere. We're producing it fast enough rate that we should be able to cope with their thievery. Might be time for a trip down to the swamps to try and pick up some raw meat from some swamp turtles. But for now, we just carry on with our business here, get our new crafting benches worked up, and we may end up reassigning some of our farmers because they are aimless quite often. You should be training. Perhaps I need to set you a different dummy to use. There we go. Who is this anyway? Kazlina. Is that Kazlina? Yeah, and Nat. Yeah, so you both need to continue training away. Down here, do we have aimless peoples around here? We do have one or two. So Ruka, there's no stone being mined at the moment. You're the only one who is aimless. Who else works the stone mines? New hall to hemp storage. And there's no mining to be done. Okay. So as long as you're busy. I think once we've completed the construction that we've got queued up, we'll probably begin constructing our next watchtower, which we'll put in this corner over here. Gates are locked. Okay, so for now, we'll just leave people to work away. And then eventually, I think we will head down to the swamp. We've got plenty of green fruit, so I might go down and lay out a few fields. I don't know if there are any recruits still to be had in the swamp, but we'll have a search around and see if we can get some more farmers rustled up. Hopefully we'll be lucky. So our crafting benches have all now been completed, as well as our hemp looms. And the hemp looms are working quite well. Both well supplied. We've got storage here, which hopefully will eventually fill up. But in terms of the amount of fabric, we're producing quite a lot. More than is required by our armour and our weapons. So we can probably queue up some more first aid kits. Let's go with the standard. And we might make a few more sleeping bags as well. Keep Fujin busy for a while. I'm not using the copper alloyed bench at the moment. Or the electrical workbench, we don't need that just now. We've got storage around for robotics parts and electricals. I had thought about adding in, I can maybe put first aid box over here. It's in there at the moment. Maybe just leave it there. It's not too much of a problem if Fujin has to run backwards and forwards to unload what he's made. So that's all going well. We've dismantled the looms and the storage that were in here. And as you can see, we've got the scaffolding up for our 4th watchtower finally. And I think what we'll do now is bring all of our workers, yes, come off jobs and congregate here for now. Everyone here off jobs also. And we're going to head down to the swamp. I think we'll just load up the pack bull with food this time out. We also have these. Where do we store the rest of our sleeping bags? There they are. So we'll take those. The green fruit. And somewhere in here, there we go. Let's just load up all the dust witches. And a few of these as well for the animals. Okay, and why don't we take some items for sale? We can make it a bit of a trading run into Shark, perhaps. Weapons seems to be produced quite slowly here. Getting there eventually. I suppose you're making higher quality items now. Anyway, back to our pack bull. You've got some space left. Let's stack these over here. That's what I wanted. Up there. Let's bring these down. I want to try and carry as much of the bigger pieces of armour as we can. So if we're to do that, this is not going to work as well as I had hoped. Right, so if we make it like that, is probably the most effective use of space. There. And come down here. Alright. Let's grab some mercenary plate and unholy chest plate. Take 2 of these, a couple of armor drags, and we could fit in a pair of boots as well. Good enough. So with that, we will head out to the swamp. Where's Dejol? Ah, you stopped off to get some food, did you? Okay, the swamp. Let's head down in this direction. We have a nomad caravan. I don't think they're coming up to trade, they're just passing by. And probably be better to unload the backpacks from our shack at least. And we should have plenty of first aid kit on us. I'm not expecting, well, never do expect to get into too much combat, but we don't always get what we expect. But you're bringing some iron ore for the exercise, I presume. Right. Okay. So if you'll open the door for us, please, Rain. Head out here. Right. So where do we want to go? Actually, I was going to just make the plant the fields maybe down in here. We'll head for there to start with, and then we'll head down into the swamp proper. But this ground here should hopefully be fertile enough. Could we all... Do I need to put everyone into the same squad to get us to travel at the same pace? Let's make sure we're all hopefully travelling together. There's a bandit camp. Let's clear that out in the way past. Having said that, I don't expect to get into too much combat. Well, they're setting off to do exactly that. Yes, I'm just looking to see what our Shek are wearing. They should all be wearing unholy chest plates, and I think they are. They've got varying types of upper body armour on, some with leather turtlenecks, I think. Might be a rusty chain shirt or two in there as well. Right, so we've already reached the location, apparently. Let's carry on up here. Maybe we should have waited for daylight so that we could see these scoundrels. Okay, supposedly there is a bandit camp of some description. Oh, it's nomads. That might well be the traders that we just visited. Well, in that case, let's carry on down into here. And we'll explore the best ground. Maybe I should have brought some farmers. Yeah, we'll need to build, I suppose, not farm necessarily. We'll see where we can lay down some fields. And kill this bone dog for the sport. Alright. And obviously harvest the meat. Take those. I'll grab that. And continue on our way. So the ground supposedly will be fertile down here. Perhaps. Let's see if we can't just plant some fields down in here. Well, let's prospect. Fertility, yes. Okay, farming. Looking for vegetable farms. This would require 40 green fruit. I don't think we've got 40. We will have 20 though, I'm fairly sure. So it's still arid though. Right, in that case, let's head into the swamp. If we head for around there. And hopefully that won't be classed as arid. You wouldn't think so. It does mean it's a bit of a longer journey. Actually, I think what we'll do is head here to start with. It won't be too long until sunrise, and we'll be able to see better what we're about. I thought we were going to have to walk up into the mountains there, fortunately not. Right, yeah, so maybe in here. Let's see, if you try to lay down some fields. Medium vegetable farm, crop yield of 10%. That counts as arid also. Interesting. Okay. Carry on even further then. So that is obviously quite a surprise. And this area down here counts as arid, even more so than further back up the valley. Go on slightly further until we are in the swamp proper. And then we'll try again. Keep going. Come around in towards here. And let's prospect around here. So we're still 100% arid. Let's try again. Vegetable farm, medium. Yeah. Further in we go. Makes no difference. Okay. Well, in that case, we just turn about and we'll head back from whence we came. If we can find us. So we head back up the valley. Let's just head up for around here. And at that point, we'll lay down a couple of fields and just accept the 50%, I think it was, crop yield. Not looking for too much, just a few vegetables now and again to supplement our diet. So we'll get that done, and then we'll head back up to Bartertown and see how our watchtower progresses.